Hello everyone, my name is Shannon also Brooks. For those who don't know me, I am a current medical student, a third-year medical student at University of Arizona College of Medicine in Phoenix. So I have one more year to go before graduation and I'll be a physician. So this is a very exciting year where I'm kind of coming down the slope of finally finishing up my medical school career. Aside from that, I'm also in the United States Air Force. And so the Air Force is paying my way through medical school, and through the scholarship, Air Force scholarship, I have commissioned as a second lieutenant. And so when I graduate medical school, I will become a captain in the Air Force. And then ideally, I will go to a training program, a residency program that will be military funded as well, where I can be able to learn and train as a future military physician. And as far as specialty, my goal is to apply for surgery, general surgery residency coming up this fall. So I'm very excited about that and just hoping that everything works out well in that regard. And hopefully in December of 2024 of this year, I will know where in the country I'll be going to start my training as a general surgeon. And then graduation from medical school is in May of next year, May 2025. But that's just a little bit of update of how things have been going for me on the medical school side. But I also wanted to talk a little bit about some of my involvements in the community here in Phoenix, particularly those that involved the military, the diverse military community, particularly the veteran community here in Phoenix. And I've had a great opportunity to join and spend a lot of time with the Archer Ragsdale chapter of Tuskegee Airmen here in Phoenix. And for those who aren't aware of who the Tuskegee Airmen were, they were a group of all African American soldiers, airmen who served during World War II. And they were the first group of Black soldiers who were allowed to join the Army Air Corps back in that time and serve the country. And so what they did was that they escorted the bomber planes and other fighter planes during World War II. And they did an excellent job at what they did. And they've just now gotten to receive the recognition that they deserved for the service and the things that they contributed to our country back during World War II. And there aren't many original Tuskegee Airmen left, but there are a few. And the purpose of the Tuskegee Airmen chapter, and there are chapters all around the country, but the purpose of these chapters is to keep the legacy of the Tuskegee Airmen alive, to share their contributions, to share, what they were all about, what they were involved in, and hopefully to encourage and inspire youth in aviation and military involvement and things like that, so they can be encouraged and inspired, particularly those of diverse backgrounds, to follow in the footsteps of the Tuskegee Airmen. And then for me, as I reflect on my own journey as a young female Air Force officer, young Black female Air Force officer in medical school, I really owe it all to people like the Tuskegee Airmen and other minorities who paved the way, because without them, I probably wouldn't be able to receive the military scholarship that I have that's paying for medical school, nor would I even probably be able to join the Air Force and be an officer at that. So I think it's really important to understand this history. And so that's why I wanted to highlight mostly in this video. And the next couple slides, I have some pictures of some of the things that I've been involved in over the past 3 years. Member of this chapter, I've had the privilege and honor to meet several notable Black members of the veteran community here in Phoenix, one of which to my left is Colonel Richard Tolliver, who is a Top Gun fighter pilot, retired Air Force veteran, and he was actually trained under original Tuskegee Airmen. And then to the far right is Colonel Wanda Wright, who is the former director of the Arizona Veterans Services. This next photo was taken at my first Tuskegee Airmen Commemoration Day here in Phoenix, Arizona at Luke Air Force Base. And pictured center bottom is Colonel Asa Herring, and he is an original Tuskegee Airman. And he is no longer with us. He has since passed away, but it was a privilege and an honor to be able to meet him and spend some time with him at this commemoration event. And to his left is another notable member of the veteran community, Major Fran McClendon, who I will mention next. This is Major Fran McClendon. She is a World War II veteran of the 6888 Central Postal Battalion. And this may sound familiar because there's an upcoming movie by Tyler Perry that's coming out in honor of her and the contributions that her unit made during World War II. And their assignment was to sort through thousands of mail packages that had been backlogged during the war that were meant to go to soldiers who were out on the battlefield. And she and her team were able to sort through that mail and get through in record time, and it was a major accomplishment for the war in boosting morale for our soldiers. And Miss Fran McClendon is 103 years young and doing well. This is the Tuskegee Airmen chapter along with Major McClendon at her Congressional Gold Medal ceremony. And so this was a big deal because it's taken decades for the Postal Battalion to finally get recognized for the work that they did back in World War II. This photo was taken at the Diana Gregory Awards luncheon, and this is Zernona Clayton on the far left, who's a civil rights activist, Miss Betty Reed Soskin, who was the eldest American Park Ranger, National Park Ranger, who retired at the age of 100, and then again, Major Fran McClendon. And this is just another photo that shows the importance of, sharing the opportunities that I have with my family members. My mom and dad were here at this event as well, so they were able to meet these notable figures as well. This is Colonel Tolliver. Again, I mentioned him previously in the beginning, but he's actually one of the original founding members of the Archer Ragsdale chapter of Tuskegee Airmen. He has written several novels and books about his experiences in the military and just in life in general. And I think that he's someone that everyone should meet at least once in their life. And I'm so happy that I had the privilege to spend so much time with him. And this is Mr. Joseph Olano, who is the current president of the Tuskegee Airmen chapter of Phoenix. And he is the one who originally sponsored my membership into the chapter and has really taken me under his wing and introduced me to these big name veterans and big name community members. And I will be forever grateful to the contributions that he's made in getting me into these places and these spaces where I can network and learn from these great people. And lastly, here's a photo of me at my very first military ball, along with some fellow members of the Archer Ragsdale chapter. So overall, I would say that I am more than grateful to have these experiences and be able to meet these notable members of the veteran community here in Phoenix and the Black veteran community here. I think it's an honor and a privilege just as a young officer. I hope to take everything that I learned from these members and take it into my career as a future physician and as a future officer. And hopefully when I have members who are working under me or members that I'm supervising or young medical students or young officers who I'm training, hopefully I can take some of these lessons and attributes and pay it forward throughout my career and moving forward as I progress through my journey. So thank you all for listening to my video. I hope this was informative and happy Black History Month.